All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemi, Shah, Shimmer, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. It's the brother Barzar from Great Millstone, Atlanta. And just have another lesson. Just going into basically, the continuation, which, starting off with the, brothers in Great Millstone, apostles going into this is why we call you the devil. This is just further evidence of the so-called white man being the devil. The word devil simply means deceiver or liar. And not only is Esau, the so-called white man, a liar, he's a murderer. John 10:10 tells you that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. And not only do they actually kill, men of the nation of Israel, including the women and children, they go as far as destroying the earth itself, the wildlife, the vegetation, the soil, the air. And then they're looking to go out of space and take it a step further. That's why they have certain programs such as CERN, CERN programs, and they look to experiment on outer space and go to the depths of the water, to the bottom of the water, and experiment down there to the furthest parts of the earth. Experiment there and even in outer space. And this is one example of many. But it says Harvard scientists begin experiment to block out the sun. All right, I'm going to read a little bit on it. It says a group of Harvard scientists plans to tackle climate change through geoengineering by blocking out the sun. The concept of artificially reflecting sunlight has been around for decades. Yet this will be the first real attempt at controlling Earth's temperature through solar engineering. Right, and see, this so-called white man is looking to take the Most High's ways of fashioning and way of control in his own hand. He wants to be the Most High. The so-called white man is evident that he has a God complex, and this is a full evidence itself. And they're talking about climate change. The reason why the climate is all out of loop and everything is out of whack is because of the so-called white man. The scriptures speak about that. Matter of fact, read it real fast. Psalms 82:5. Just get it real quick. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Right, so everything is out of course. Everything is out of whack because of the rulers and the ones that actually lead the nation. All right, and the so-called white man is all about changing the climate through, poison, artificial. You have actually, artificial weather systems. You have artificial climate where Esau will actually deliberately, change the motion of things. All right. And he also, destroys the earth in itself, which that causes a ripple effect. All this mining, all this fracking, as well as what he does in the earth, in the air, pushing out all kind of barium in the atmosphere. That's definitely doing a toll on the earth itself. And the earth is going to react to positive energy and it's going to react to negative energy. That's why we actually had in the law, in the Mosaic law, we had laws concerning the earth, land Sabbaths and things of that nature. Because whatever we do to the earth, it in turn will actually react off of the effects. It's all about causes and effects. And since the white man is the cause of all this disaster, pollution, sicknesses, and turmoil, the effects is a polluted world, climate change, and various other things, man. Dying off of the animals, insects just falling from the sky. And he's looking to further change up the ordinances, and he's looking to rebalance that which is imbalanced, but it's already imbalanced. And the only way to rebalance it is putting the sons of God in power, because this white man was never created to actually rule any damn way, man. He was created to be in subjugation, to be told what to do. All right. He's the son of the wicked. And this is full evidence, full proof that he's as such. It says the project called Stratospheric Controlled Perturbian Experiment will spend $3 million to test their models by launching a steerable balloon in the southwest U.S. 20 kilometers into the stratosphere. Once the balloon is in place, it will release small particles of calcium carbonate. Plans are in place to begin the launch as early as the spring in 2019. Right, this article came out in 2018, and more than likely they're still looking to push this. Knowing the devil and his plans, and it speaks about calcium carbonate that's gonna be, released in the atmosphere, and whatever is released in the atmosphere is going to descend. So when this calcium carbonate descends, it more than likely is going to sicken the people. But does the white man have concern with the people? No. That's why they actually have the they push out barium oxide through the chemtrails, those chemical trails that you see in the atmosphere, and various other things. They don't care about the well-being of the people. They're all about sacrifice. If they have to sacrifice millions for the fulfillment of this new world order plan, then they'll do such. And you have right here a scene with Mr. Burns, which I'm not gonna click, but Mr. Burns, hey, it's spiritual because Mr. Burns himself actually relates or is basically the elitist in the show. He's basically he represents the elites in the show The Simpsons, and all these different ideas come from the elites. All right, and is in this article, down in this article, it goes into various other things, with climate change, and science is trying to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and things of that nature. The reason why the world is so gassy and polluted is because of all these factories dealing with, starting with the Industrial Revolution, the creating of industry goods, and that's what sickened the earth. And like the scripture says, the earth can't be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it. So this white man has to be removed from the face of the earth. And I just wanted to go into this other thing on back in a couple years ago, this is 2012. It says U.S. military chiefs plan to blow up the moon with nuclear bomb as show of Cold War muscle, physicists claim. And I'm not going to really go into this whole article, but they was looking to actually shoot a missile upon the moon to ignite basically war. Just like I said, to show their power and their nuclear strength, their nuclear capabilities. And you actually had individuals. Matter of fact, I'm going to read that a little bit. Claims that military bosses developed a classified plan to launch a nuclear weapon 238,000 miles to the moon, where it would be detonated upon impact. And this is a fact. This is a fact that this article came out, and they were looking to do so. All right. But the plan didn't go in motion. And this still goes into the fact that, one, the so-called white man is the devil. And two, this white man, he wants to receive his birthright back. All right, because it's a law. It's not necessarily in the law, but basically what the Lord said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it real fast. Jeremiah 31 and 35. Basically, what in the scripture the Lord said, basically, as a commandment, that if these things were to happen, the sun and the moon being destroyed, which I'm about to read, then the Lord would actually, depart Israel from being of that, of his chosen. So this is Jeremiah 31 and 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Right. So Esau is big angry right now. He's looking to block out the sun, one, and he looked years ago to blow up the moon, and they still have more scientific experiments to manipulate the elements in the heavens, the stars, the weather, all these different things, and all these things are backfiring. That's why the scriptures speak about how the so-called white man is a physician of no value, and the world itself hates this devil. That's why it tells you in Isaiah 14, when the righteous are in authority, basically the tree shall rejoice. That's allegorical, talking about the people, pursuing the Proverbs, the 29th chapter, and is literal, because when the righteous are in authority, the earth is going to be in peace. It tells you in Isaiah how the animals are gonna be in conjunction. It's gonna be no more, murder. It's gonna be everything is gonna be in harmony and complete bliss. But it has to. It can never get to that point. But until the point of the so-called white man being taken out of power. All right. So this is just something I had just to go into further edification of, this so-called white man and his corrupt, diabolical plans. This nefarious devil